Yo, hello and welcome to. How's it going today? You're all having a great day. Este es el stream de hoy. Estoy teniendo un buen día. Hoy toca dibujar más, porque nunca es suficiente dibujar. Today we're gonna draw because there's never enough drawing. Yep. Yo, Johnny Cat, yo, Wolfie, yo, Tetera, welcome. How are you doing? Hello. It's the end of July. That means that art fight is almost over, so I don't have time to do another art fight drawing, unfortunately. I wanted to do another art fight stream, but there's no time. There's just no time. If I start an art fight drawing right now, I'm never gonna finish it in time. Let's go! 2 more months for my 3 years badge! Let's go! Soon! Oh my god, that's true! Soon it's gonna be 3 years since we got memberships. That has passed really fast. So, today, instead of starting another art fight drawing, I'm gonna continue this one because I need to finish it at some point. But I guess I can also show you a little bit of what I have been doing for this art fight, because I have been drawing a lot actually. I've been drawing so much. No, why crying? Be strong, Tetera. 30 months! Holy shit, that is a lot. Hello Kevin, welcome! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream! How's it going today? I'm gonna be drawing. I'm gonna be continuing this painting today. And the more I look at this, the more I fear. Look at all these blobs of color that I'm gonna have to detail. It's gonna have to be a lot of work. But I feel ready. After this art fight, I feel ready for working on this. I think there's something a bit magic in this drawing, and it's that when I'm working on it, I'm not happy with it that much. But as soon as I leave it to rest for a little bit and come back to it later, I feel like I like it a lot more. I don't know. Right now I feel like I'm liking it more than when I was last working on it. Hello Lord Peace, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Ah, porque se me olvidó renovar 4 meses. No pasa nada. 30 meses sigue siendo mucho. Let's see. So, I started this drawing before July. This is what I was working on before art fight started. This is for the 10th anniversary of one of my games, my very first game, by the way. It became 10 years old on the 6th of July. So I wanted to do something a bit special for it. I did a little story release that day, but I also wanted to do an illustration. I had this illustration in mind for a very long time. And even though the day has already long passed, I still want to finish it, because it's never too late for, you know, celebrating some things. Hello Piero, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream! I'm doing well! I'm doing very well today, yeah! I've had a chill afternoon playing the new Genshin update. That's what I've been doing today. It has only made me more excited for the next update. I just need the new region already. I need it super bad. But I still gotta wait for 6 weeks or so. Still a little bit of a wait, but it will come eventually. So, before we get to this, though, I can show you what I've been working on this art fight. A little bit of a retrospective. Let's change the drawing title in the stream so people don't get confused about why I'm not drawing. Let's change this for art fight retrospective, I guess. Why can't I press the right button? There we go. Go. Art fight retrospective. That works. Yo, Jack! Welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream! Needed to get into Genshin because I'm waiting for the VA to come back. I know there's been some VA replacements in English, but I know that in Japanese they are still the same. I never noticed the VA replacements because I play in Japanese, so I never... I'm used to the Japanese voices. Yay, Yo-hooo! So, Art Fight. Art Fight was so fun. I mean, Art Fight is not over yet. I'm talking as if Art Fight is like dead or something. Art Fight is not dead. Art Fight is still going on for like a few hours. Pretty sure that there's people who are gonna get even more drawings finished in those hours. I'm super surprised at how fast some people are at drawing. Like, holy shit. That's big goals for me. But I am happy with what I have drawn this Art Fight. It was my very first Art Fight participating. I had always heard about it and it sounded fun, but I either was working on other things or I didn't think it was like something I could participate in for some reason, or last year I could have participated, but there was Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail releasing on the same month, so I had priorities, you know. Art Fighter Yomi sounds like a beat-em-up game. That has been my whole month. It has been intense gaming, drawing in some way. I'll get to the page story in Star Rail but I will soon. Enjoy! Hope you enjoy it! I already played it and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it too. Been looking forward to your collab with Margaret for years! At last it's happening! That's true! It's in the pinned message up there in the chat, but later today, by the way, we've got the collab with Margaret! I remember on Tuesday I said that it was the collab. I said that the collab was yesterday, but no, that was me getting confused with the time zones. So never mind that, scratch that. The collab is today. It was always today. It was just me getting confused with the times. It will be today in like 7 hours or so. Yeah. You can always check the link in the pinned message, and there you will see the exact hour on the stream. Yep. Yeah, we've had doing a collab in mind for a long time. It's one of those things that's always like, yeah, we need to do this someday. We need to do this someday. We finally found a chance at last. I'm looking forward to it. Yo, Luis, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, Art Fight. It was my first year participating. I have been on Team Fossils. I'm not sure what team is winning right now, but last I checked, Team Crystals was winning, so maybe I'm not gonna be on the winning team. But I heard that this year has been crazy with the scores, because usually there's always like a bit more leaning towards one team winning, but this year has been like 50-50 constantly. It's like a battle exactly in the middle. It's kinda a mystery who's gonna win in the end. I think I should switch to Team Crystals at the last second. I wouldn't betray my team like that. I wouldn't betray my team like that, no. So, what did I do this month? Aside from releasing the Stairway related story, I have been drawing a lot. I finished 9 attacks for Art Fight, and that's way more than what I usually draw. So, let me show them to you. I have shown them like most of them already. You're gonna be seeing very familiar drawings if you have been here during the other Art Fight streams. This was the first one I did! This was my very first Art Fight attack / revenge. I've only done revenges. I wanted to revenge everyone. There were a lot more characters that I wanted to draw. I had made an entire list, and I think I didn't even get to have the list of the characters I wanted to draw. But Hopefully next year I can draw a lot more. I wanna learn to be faster so I can draw even more next year. Next year, maybe I'm gonna try to do like 10 attacks. Okay. Yoko Kite, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. You're always a winner in my book, although the scoreboard. Okay, I always do my best. Even if my team loses, I know that we are all winners in the end because we all got very cool art. We have all had fun drawing, and that's all that I need. I had a lot of fun drawing. I feel like Artfight has multiplied my wanting to draw for like 1,000. I'm super happy that I participated. I don't regret it at all. Yo, Joe, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Winner Denia. Colabania. I'm a lot of something Enias. Yep. This was the very first attack that I did. I also feel like I have drawn a lot of TTRPG characters for some reason. And it's been really fun actually. I enjoy drawing them. Knowing that it's like D&D characters. I don't know, it feels special because of how important D&D characters usually are for people. I don't know, I've had a lot of fun. Glad to know you had that fun art fighting. Yes, it was really fun. Every Denia, that's me. I am Yomi every Denia. All the Denias. This was the first one. I'm really happy with how the light effect turned out in this one. At the beginning I thought that I had overdone it, but I don't know, I feel like I like it a lot. I really like the result. I was able to finish this one pretty fast and I'm really happy about it. Also the water effect, I got a brush for that, so now I'll be able to use that brush for more drawings and it looks so good. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This was Ivy for Spooky Closer, by the way. So you can know who the characters are. Let's see. The next one that I did was this one. And I'm super happy with this one. I really enjoyed drawing this character so much. This is Nettle Patch by Tilip Draws. And I love her design so much. I feel like I ended up putting a lot of work into this drawing to the point I made like 2 versions. Because I wasn't sure what outfit to do. Missed everything, unfortunately. Been so busy with school. It's okay, Jack. Don't worry. I appreciate you coming even though you're busy. Thank you. No one ever talks about the forgotten Denia. Macadamia? Which Denia is that one? Macadamia. Mac and cheese. Hey, Macadamia. Aye. Anyway. I really like this one also because of the colors. I feel like the hair was super fun to work with. I don't know, I'm really happy with how this drawing turned out in general. And then there's also the third one. I think the third one that I did is one of my favorites of this year. I really like how this drawing turned out. This was the first one that I worked on stream. And I don't know, I feel like I was blessed by a miracle and the face and the hair just turned out perfect. I really like how this looks. I'm super happy with this one. This is probably... yeah, I think this is probably my favorite from this year. There's a lot more that I really like, but I'm super happy with this one. Macadamia! Academia, like the nut. I really like also how the hair turned out, like the purple. I know that I said purple a lot during the stream that I was working on this art. And I know people made fun of me for that. And I make fun of myself for that too, it's funny. I put purple on everything. Purple is a really nice color to shade with. Just so you don't forget. Yeah, this is super pretty elf. This is Primrose by Waffle Wheeler. She's super pretty. I love the freckles, and also this is something I mentioned during the stream. I really like the eyes. the eyes especially. The fact that she's got like one eye with two colors, that was super interesting for me. It was something that really caught my attention because it's not something you see in characters like at all. It's super cool. But I'm so happy with how the face turned out. I didn't really have to fix the sketch much. This is just as the sketch turned out, I just polished it a bit. And that's how it turned out. I'm really happy with it. The next one is this one. I wanted to try my hand at drawing a not so humanoid character. So I was able to try it with this character. I was able to try drawing an anthro character. I don't usually draw like furries that often, but it's something I've always wanted to try to get better at because I do have my poor furry OCs that I barely draw. Someday I'll improve at that and draw them, but I'm glad that this time I was able to try it out with this character. This is Opal by Opal Oceana, and I really like how the eyes turned out especially. I love how tiny, like glossy they look. They look like marbles. And she turned out so cute. I really like how this one turned out too. I feel like this one I was able to visualize it really fast. Something that I feel this art fight has helped me practice is like visualizing compositions and illustrations like really fast. Because when you want to draw a lot of things in a short time, you can't like stop that much thinking about how you're gonna draw the things, because that's like time that you're losing that you could be using painting instead of like planning compositions 50 times. And that's something that I feel Art Fight has helped me practice, like just visualizing a composition right away and trying to draw it without overthinking it much. I guess that's also one of the keys to learning to draw fast, I guess. But well, just a matter of practice, you know? The next one that I did was this one. This was Laute by Knife. This one was super fun to work with the colors. I really like this color palette, how the red stands out. And I wasn't sure what to do for the background, so I tried to do something a bit more abstract. But I feel like this one, pose-wise, it was also pretty fast to do composition-wise. I had a lot of fun with this design, working on it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yoko Rexy, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream! Yo-ho! Yo-ho ho ho ho! Do re mi fa sol! I also feel like I was able to practice a little bit more of the frills of different kinds. Here I tried to leave it a little bit sketchy, which is something I've also been trying to do, not overworking the details. That's something that I've always wanted to practice a lot more. Leaving things kinda sketchy and yet still making them look good. Like, look at this. If you zoom in, this is a mess of brushes. This is just a bunch of paint stroke. Quiosphere so cracked. Yeah, this Quiosphere still got a lot to learn, but he certainly worked really hard this past month. At least she has tried. I'm really happy with how this one turned out too. The pose especially, yeah. I feel like this pose also turned out quite fast to do. Something that I have realized during this art fight especially is that I need to put more work into painting clothes. So something I've been doing lately has been some clothes practice. Like I've been doing clothes studies, because after painting so many clothes this month, it has also helped me like look at what things I am lacking in terms of like painting knowledge. Because even though I'm happy with the results, looking back also helps you analyze what you can improve. And I think the clothes, even though they look good, they look fine, I feel like it's something that if I can keep improving, it's gonna look even better. Yeah, time to start doing some clothes studies. Probably gonna do some on stream one of these days. Because I've been doing them off stream so far. I guess I could show them to you. I've only done like 3 so far these past days. But I want to try to do like 1 every day. So, after this, there's the 6th attack / revenge. All that I have done have been revenges. I haven't even been able to revenge everyone that attacked me. I got 17 attacks. Guys, 17 attacks. 17 people thought my characters were cool enough to draw them, and that makes me really happy. And I wish I could have attacked everyone, you know, to give my thanks and draw their cool characters. But there was no time. Rexy, I really wanted to draw something for you. Next year, I swear, I'm gonna do it. Next year, next year you're getting revenged with a bit of delay, but it will happen. It's a threat. I'm sorry I didn't have time to revenge everyone. Hopefully next year I can do. You'll never join again? No! How dare you? This cannot be. I will revenge you outside of art fight. You will never expect it. You know, if you're in art fight, you might expect getting attacked. But if you're not in art fight, it's gonna come by surprise. You will never see it coming. Closing some tabs because... Oh wait. I think OBS died for a moment. I think I should close some things. I should. I think Clip Studio is suffering a little bit. Hold on. There we go. My laughter broke OBS. I need to be careful with my computer memory. Even if it works a bit smoother now, I need to be careful with my PC anyway. That's not allowed. We'll see about that. We will see about that. No one can stop me. Yeah, close difficult though. Close are really difficult. I started working on this one on stream too. Well, not started working, I continued it on stream. This is one of the drawings I worked on here. And this is how it turned out in the end. I wanted to add something in the book to reflect the character's backstory. And I think it turned out pretty nice. This one turned out just a portrait, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out too. I really like the colors. I like the yellow in the hair especially, and also the eyes. I like all the yellow details, how they stand out. I wasn't too sure what to do for the background on this one, so I went for something that could look a bit like a landscape. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. I like it. Working on my last attack against Ellie so I can post it at the last date. Ah, she will never see it coming. Good luck. I hope you can finish it in time. You've still got time. You still got time. I finished my last attack yesterday, so for now, my art fight adventures are over until next year. Unless Final Fantasy new expansion appears next year, we'll see about that. After this one, oh yeah, this character is Marina by Maki Okuta. Then the next one is this one. This is Orith by Licorine. And this is one of the drawings in which I realized that I wasn't too sure how to color the clothes. They turned out a little bit more messy, but I really like the rest. I really like how the composition and the light and everything in general turned out in this drawing. I really like it. Also the background. I feel like I was able to integrate the background with the character's design because this is like the inside of the umbrella, so it works pretty well as the background. How was your first art fight? You probably talk about it, but I've had a lot of fun. Like, before this month, everything that I worked on was mostly just game dev art, things for my games. So I rarely found a moment to draw, like actually sit down and draw illustrations. I really missed it, especially now that I've started using Clip Studio and I've got these kind of more painterly brushes. I've had a lot of fun finally being able to use them and like practicing a lot more with that. Yoko Van Diver, welcome! Can you show us the shadows layer? Oh yeah, but I will have to open the... Wait a second. I'm gonna have to open the layers file because these are the exported files. Let me show you. The way I paint these paintings though, it's not so much of a shadow thing. It's more of a the entire thing is painted thing. Like, this is how I do it. What I do is I do paint over. Well, I can show you like the different parts of the painting. It's a bit messy. My process is a bit of a mess. Also, I really like this character, by the way. She's so pretty. Like, holy shit. I had wanted to draw her for a while. I'm happy that I finally had the chance to do that. The expression and the vibes, they are so good. Let me see if I can... Okay, there we go. So the way I do these drawings, I do them more like paintings. This is how I've been doing all the art fight drawings this year. Usually I start with the sketch with this pencil brush. Just a sketch. I just do this. And then I add the base colors. In some places it's a little bit messy, but it doesn't matter much most of the time because I'm gonna be painting on top of everything, so it just doesn't really matter that much. As long as you get the color down, it works. You just paint the whole thing using color instead of making a shadow layer. Yeah, for these paintings, yes. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I can show you the process right now. This is how I've been doing these paintings, but I also do drawings using shadow layers, so I tend to change my painting method depending on what I feel like doing, because keeping always to the same method kinda gets a bit boring for me. I prefer to do a little bit of variation depending on how I'm feeling that day. Like today I feel like painting, then I'm gonna do a painting. Today I feel like torturing myself doing a line art and shadows. Sure, I'll do that. Yo, Silverman, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. The next thing I do is I add some shadows. But this is just the base shadows. This is just to plan out a little bit of how the shadows are gonna go, like what parts are gonna be like mostly lit, what parts are gonna be shaded. This is mostly it's a sketch of the shadows basically. It's not much. I also sometimes add the color of the background so I can know more or less how to paint everything, because the background is important. Even if it's just like a single color, can help decide all the other colors too. And also it solves the issue of the like the base painting not being perfect, because here you can notice a lot of the irregularities in the paint. But if I put the dark background, you don't notice them anymore. It just integrates a lot more with the base color. You be painting, it's not much, but it's honest work. Exactly. It was my first art fight too. It was a pleasure to draw my friends, but a surprise that other people drew mine as well. Yeah, that's the best thing. It's so nice to see like your OCs in other people's styles. It is so cool. I got so many cool drawings of my OCs, and I look at them. I look at the folder in which I'm keeping them, and I just cry. Like, wow. People actually like my characters enough to draw them. That's like makes me emotional. So after this, what I do is I paint the lines. What I do is I paint the lines so I can start to integrate them into the drawing. Like, it's just a clip layer. This is what this layer looks like. It's just a bunch of blobs to give color to each of the lines. And this way, this is the base with which I start painting. After that, what I do is I start detailing everything with the brushes. I just paint everything on top of the whole thing. This is where all the details go. I also, doing that, I can fix, for example, the color of the clothes. I felt like I had made it too big, so I fixed the size of the neck and the color a lot. After that, I also end up adding some more details. Sometimes I keep them in layers on top so I can like change them more easily. For example, these yellow lines here, if I had put them in the same layer as the rest, if I had to change these lines, it might have been a little bit difficult to fix the hair underneath, so I just keep it separate in another layer. I also added some color in it, also some lines to make it look like it's also like it's not just like the line drawn on top. It's integrated a little bit more in the drawing. And then I just work on the background. Like, there's the base of the back of the umbrella, and then there's all the effects and things. And then there's the final layers with extra colors, with color filters. For example, this gives it a kind of a gradient. It's like a layer with an overlay. There's also this multiply layer to darken everything a little bit more and make the lights stand out. Because like this it looks fine, but it's lacking something. It needs a bit more contrast for the light in the face to stand out well. There's also like a little bit of brightness in the eye. The eye looks like it's glowing a little bit. And then there's like some extra things. I added just a bit of a lighter color here. You guys look like candy. I like drawing eyes that kind of look like candy. Yay, enjoy your ramen, Wolfie! It's very important to eat, so don't forget to eat. Yep. I also added some more layers with effects. And I guess this one's signature, I think? Yep. Here we go. This is how I do these paintings. I just paint everything on the same layer, and that's basically it. But it's really fun. I feel like it gives me a lot more freedom to fix things just by painting on top of everything, because I'm not constrained by the lines. If I do this, I can just like paint what I need to fix on top of all the drawing, and that's all. That's so good, seeing the whole process by process. Thank you! I hope that it can be of some help. I know my process is a bit of a mess because of how much I change it often, but I feel like with this I have found a process that I enjoy and that I can keep perfecting until I find a process that feels right and that is efficient and that I enjoy most of all. The important thing is that it feels right and it's fun to do. And this has been really fun, honestly. One day to be skilled with color as you. All your art fight pieces look amazing. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. Yo, Ruby, welcome. How's it going? I always stutter. It's okay. It's just how I am. I can show some more of the process for some others too. Let's see. Because I've still got 2 more drawings to show. The second to last art I did was this one. This one, I feel like this is the one that I tried something the most different with the perspective and composition. I really like the concept. I really like how it turned out. Maybe the one thing that I would improve if I had to do a drawing like this again is the flowers. As you can tell that it's a copy-pasted flower. I drew this flower and copy-pasted it 100 times. Like, I feel like from far away it does give a good impression. But it does feel like the flowers look a bit flat, so... That's another thing that I have learned, and it's... I wanna do flower studies too. Not just clothes studies, I also wanna do flower studies. Because I really like the composition and idea of this drawing. I think the thing that I struggled the most with here was the clouds though. I really wanted to do something like this with the lights. Like, making it so you can tell that there's the shadows of the clouds above. I struggled a lot. I drew like 3 or 4 different compositions for the clouds, and I wasn't happy with them until I drew this one. So it was a bit of a struggle with the clouds, but I still feel like it turned out nice. Yeah. Told this every time, I need to say it again. I really love my spare painting style. It amazes me every time. Ooh, thank you. I feel like I'm improving a lot with it, so I'm really glad to hear that. And it's also really fun. I've had a lot of fun painting. I missed painting so much. I need to keep painting forever. Also, this character design is so cute. It's adorable. I really like this dress. It's super cute. Also the colors. I feel like the colors turned out pretty nice. And also the last one. This is one that I haven't shown at all on stream. Well, this one I hadn't shown it on stream either. These last 2 drawings I had never shown them on stream. So this was the last attack that I finished yesterday. But yeah, I forgot to mention, this is Liana by Join Parodica. And this is Yoriko by Quills. Helps you if you liquefy some of the flowers and push and pull them. Just a little bit of difference is okay. Right, that could be a good idea. I'm not sure if I've got liquefy in this version of Clip Studio. I don't remember if it was for a future Clip Studio version. I'm not sure if it's included in this. I've never found it. I will try to see if I can find it. It should be there. Yes. This is the last one that I did. I finished this one just yesterday. I'm really happy with how it turned out colors wise also. And also, something that I did for this one was using a reference for the hand. I looked up a reference to be able to get the hand right, and I think that really helped. Because I'm gonna show you the original sketch, so you can see the original sketch and how this changed along the way. Yo, Valparis, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the villain notification like a bunch of drawings of yours on Twitter. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm really happy every time I see that. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, Kiralina one. I wish I had one of her characters in my list of characters to draw, but I didn't have time. There were so many more characters I wanted to draw. I didn't even do half of them. Like, I did 9 attacks, but my list had like 30 characters to draw. Like, next year I'll draw a lot more of them. I'll do the revenges that I haven't been able to do, and more hopefully. But yep, this one, let me show you how it all started, because this one I used a reference for the hand and all. If I can show you everything from the start. Okay, here's how it started. Not drawing Kira, how criminal. Funny thing, I have actually drawn Kira a lot of times. But way in the past, I did a lot of drawings of her in the past. I've still got them in my hard drive. She's such a cute character. Disappointing there was no fight, just a bunch of wholesome people trading her. The true fight was the struggles that we had along the way with line arts and stuff and all that. Yeah. Yeah, this is how this drawing started. After this, I did the usual. I put the base colors, and then shadows, and then what is this layer even? Oh yeah, you can barely see it, but this is a little bit of an effect in the hair. This kind of helps make the bangs mix a little bit with the face, and I think it usually gives a nice gradient effect. It makes the bangs look a bit softer, and I like how it looks. What is this sketchy style brush? Wait, let me give you the link to the brushes, because this brush pack is amazing. I recommend it to everyone who uses Clip Studio. It's a brush pack called Artist 21, and it's made by my favorite VTuber actually. Here it is. If you wanna use them, if you use Clip Studio, there's the brushes that I use. All the brushes that I've used for these drawings, well, most of them. Some of them are other brushes from the store for effects and stuff, and some are default brushes, but when it comes to painting, all the brushes that I use are from this pack, the Artist 21 pack. It's so good. They are brushes made from real brushes, made by Kamumi, and she's amazing at art. I recommend checking out her art because it's super beautiful. She's a very big inspiration for me, and I really recommend her brush pack. It is so good, and yeah, it's free. It is free. I really recommend it. I use Eevee's paint. Shame. But probably in Eevee's paint there's also brushes like these. I'm not sure how it works to add more brushes there if there's a store. But maybe you can find some nice painting brushes for it. I know that there's quite a bit of things in Eevee's paint. Calling Yumi brush sketchy. I call it sketchy also! Like sketchy as in, it's like a sketch, you know? Substitute is pretty expensive and monthly payment. I only had to buy the license once, but I guess it depends on the kind of license. But I've got like the one-time license for Clip Studio, and usually they do pretty good sales. So if you can ever like spare, I would recommend Clip Studio. Between recommending and not recommending, I do recommend it. But if you already have Eevee's paint, maybe it's better to like think if you need another program or if you're already doing well with the program you have. So there's absolutely no pressure with getting more programs if you already have a program that works for you, because that's the important thing. The program doesn't matter that much. What matters is what you do with it. So I have a license. Yes, I do have a license. Don't worry about it. Already with my brush weapon to hit someone for sure. Eventually, the artist war will continue. Use Procreate, but I'm thinking of changing into Clip Studio Paint actually. I've heard very good things about it too. I know that you can record time lapses with it too, I think. The Clip Studio you can also record time lapses. I should have maybe recorded some time lapses of this art fight. Whoops! I forgot. I need to get used to recording more time lapses so I can upload speed paints and stuff. I think that would be a good idea, but I keep forgetting. After this, what I did was painting the lines. Like as soon as you paint the lines, the entire drawing softens a lot because the lines are no longer super contrasting with the rest. That it all like mixes together a lot more. And then just like draw the rest of the owl. This feels a lot like the tutorial of how to draw an owl. I'm so sorry. Like how to draw an owl, draw a circle, draw the rest of the owl. I'm so sorry. This is just like hours and hours of painting everything and detailing it bit by bit on a single layer because I am like that. I enjoy working like that for some reason. I like how this part turned out. Also here you can see the differences with some things. Look at how the hand changed. Originally this was how the hand was gonna look. This didn't look right. So I just looked up a reference for it and I changed it for this other hand. It looks a lot more natural, I feel. Wait, did the chat disconnect? I think the chat disconnected for me. The stream died for a moment because I got a notification. That's scary. Let me refresh just in case. There we go. Now it worked. It's okay, okay. I'm glad that it's okay. I'm glad. It died a little bit for a moment earlier, so I'm a bit scared. Thank you. So yeah, one of the things that changed the most was the hand, definitely. Like, it doesn't really matter if the sketch is different. By painting on top of everything, you can fix things just like that. You just paint over it, and that's all. Nothing can stop you from fixing anything. Then after that, what I did was save the entire thing in a separate file, so I can have like the whole drawing in a single layer, and then I can use it as effects. I've got like a couple layers here that are just the same drawing, but to use it as effects. For example, there's this one that is at 50% in overlay. It adds a bunch of saturation to the drawing that can make the colors pop out more. It's something that I struggle with because of my different monitors is the saturation, because one of my monitors shows the colors very vibrant and nice, and the other monitor is like super desaturated, so whenever I finish a drawing I have to put it in the other monitor to see how it looks and try to find like a middle ground between both of them. And then what I did was just add some more fixes. For example, this was the last minute fix. I fixed the mouth a little bit. I also added a little bit of light to the lip. Barely visible, but it's there. And then I also fixed the top of the head here. Just a little bit of a change. It's barely noticeable, but I feel like those little details also end up giving some last polish to the drawing. That hand looks sculpted rather than drawn. Did you sculpt it using colors? It was more like sculpting, yeah, because since I didn't sketch this hand, I had to paint it on top of the whole thing. So I just did the shape of the fingers with white, and then I added the lines around it, added the shadows. And I also, since I used a reference for the pose, I ended up following the shadows of the reference a lot more. That's why it looks so different. It also makes the lines around the... It also makes the lines around the hand a lot darker than the rest. I feel like they ended up standing out a lot more. Yeah. It's does definitely look different than how I initially drew it. Since it wasn't in the sketch, I had to just paint it on top. Usually what I do when that happens is I make another layer on top of the layer in which I'm painting. And that's where I do all the new drawing. I just paint everything there and then I fuse it with the layer below. So I can like move it around or like modify it as needed without having to worry about affecting what I have already painted below. And then I added some extra shadow with overlay, some extra color effects, and then some extra saturation because I felt like it wasn't saturated enough. It's not really noticeable, but it's there a little bit. And then the sparkles. I added some sparkles. And then the background, for the background I just went for something simple. I added the square, I added the gradient, I turned it into little dots with the very nice option that Clip Studio has for doing like, what is it called? Like tones? It's like a layer effect that it has. One of the things that I like the most about Clip Studio, it's very easy to make backgrounds like this with tones. Very useful. And I just added another copy of the same drawing here in the background. And then I changed the color because I wasn't sure about the pink for the background. So I just added another color on top of it, change it. I feel like it looks better like this because with pink everything kind of blends together. There's less contrast with the rest of the outfit, for example. But with purple, since only the details are purple, it kind of works more for a background color, I think. And the rest is just some like outline to make her stand out a little bit more. That's how I finished this. I finished this one just yesterday. I wish art fight lasted for more. I feel like it has passed really fast. I wanna draw more. So today what I'm gonna do is continue this one. Now that I have a little bit more fresh painting knowledge in my brain, hopefully this will also be a lot easier. Even though this is not characters, this is environments. But I hope it's gonna be a little bit smoother to work on this, because this drawing scares me. It really scares me. Let's try to get to it. What I'm gonna do first of all is gonna be add a little bit more yellow in the flower, because I feel like the flower turned out a little bit dark. You can try to add some more light to it. All your colors you choose for this piece, Yomi, for all your works. Thank you! I'm glad. Sometimes it's hard to choose colors that work well together. A lot of times it's a matter of trying different colors and seeing which one fits best. Sometimes using the... what's it called? There's usually an option. For example, inside it's called filters. Here it's tonal correction. You can always change the hue of some colors. Usually I do that when there's like a color that I'm not sure about. I try to see what other colors can fit instead of it. YG generated art. It is Yomi Gardenia generated art. It's a cursed way to put it, but yes, I did generate this art with my own hands. Have you thought of playing Peak? I'm not super interested in it actually. I haven't seen that much of it, but I don't know, I feel like I have played a lot of the multiplayer party games that have come out lately. It feels more of a kind of game that would be nice for collabs, which are fun to play with friends, but it's not a game that I would like play on my own. Yo, Stick! Welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream! I'm not super interested in it. It feels like a game that it would be more fun to watch than to play for me. Not a bit tough. Because I did the reels last time, but I just left it there. You can outline to it. You're telling me a garden made this art? Fear of heights? I do kind of have a fear of heights too, yeah. Not that much with video games, but I do have a fear of heights. I should also finish the umbrella now that I look at it. Maybe it's time to finish working on that. Let's do that. Try to do it from a little bit far away. This way I'm not tempted to zoom in on all the details. Painting umbrellas is always difficult though. We'll see how this turns out. I feel like I have inherited my fear of heights from my dad actually, because he's also very afraid of heights. It might be genetic. It has nothing to do with my height, okay? It has nothing to do with that. Speaking of Peak, today is one of the days I'm watching from the Peak of Paterro. Let's go! You're playing Peak in real life. Enjoy your walk. I will be here, also enjoying the walk from far away. Throwing umbrellas so hard. People. Playing a roguelike Peak. It's less controllable. Hopefully it's well designed. Let me close some of the other things I've got open, because they are taking a bit of memory. Yeah, that was all that I drew this art fight. I'm really happy with how much I've been able to draw. It feels like so much more than what I usually do. But now it's time to go back to the grind. You've died 3 times already? Have you had to restart every single time? Or do you at least get upgrades every time that you die? This way your next run can be a lot better. There we go. I guess something that I have not mentioned yet. I posted this month's newsletter thingy. It's on Coffee. You wanna check it out? I talked a little bit about like what's been going on this month, more or less what I already said during this stream. But there's also a little bit of what plans I've got next. Because now that art fight is done, I gotta go back to the grind. Now I get a free water bottle at the start. Let's go! That's a very important thing. It lets you rehydrate in the middle of the run. Even if it's like it has limited uses. It is very useful to have. Maybe someday you'll get an infinite water bottle. If I had remembered, maybe I could have started recording this drawing. I didn't start recording it, right? Oop. I have not started the recording of this drawing. I won't be able to post the speed paint of it, unfortunately. Maybe I can if I, like, take it from the stream. So far I've been working on this drawing on stream. Maybe I could still. Streams could technically be used as speed paints if I accelerate them. I would have to cut out all the moments in which I get sidetracked and start showing pictures of, like, I don't know, random mushrooms. Because that happens. That actually happens a lot. Much room for tangents. There's too much room for tangents. Always. Why is Yomi of the stream? What is today's mushroom? Today's mushroom is the... I don't remember what it's called, but since this is the starway, you can do a little pun with stars and I can show you a star-shaped mushroom. Because there is a star-shaped mushroom. Let me show you the mushroom of the day. This is something I'll have to cut out of the stream if I do a speed paint of this. This is the mushroom of the day. Star mushrooms. Because we're painting a drawing for the starway, you could say. When those mushrooms dry, they can last for quite long and they look just like stars. It's super cute. They are not edible, by the way. Do not eat the star mushroom. I don't think they are poisonous, but I don't think they are like very edible either. They are just like not recommended for eating. There's a lot of mushrooms like that. It's not like they are like toxic or anything. They are just either bland or like very hard to eat. There's a mushroom that explodes if you touch it. It's called the puffball mushroom. Yeah. Here in Catalonia, we know those as et de llop, which means wolf's fart. It's a very well-known mushroom. I'm serious. That's the name they get. And by the way, they are edible when they are not old. When those mushrooms are like before they become like soft, to the point that as soon as you press them they explode, they are actually edible. I have never eaten one, but... Wah! Please don't crash! No, Clip Studio! Okay, that almost crashed on me. Hold on. If not edible, why tasty shape? Like little star cereals. And me. I think we're gonna have to close the mushroom. The mushroom is eating my memory, my computer. Let's also... Wait a second. Where have I been painting this? I've been painting it on the same as the... Oh yeah. Same as the background below. I'm gonna paint this a little bit. Very scary, save your progress reminder. Yep. Gotta save just in case. We don't want any accidents. To do this with this drawing what Jerma did with that invisible bird? Kind of afraid to ask because I think I missed that part of the Jerma lore. Hope you're not talking about eating it. You wanna eat the drawing when I still haven't even finished it? I'm still cooking it. Cannot eat it yet. Paint. Still raw, yeah, I still haven't finished cooking it. There's still a lot to cook in it. Grabs the meat so fast I barely chew like an insane demon. No! I mean, I'm not surprised that Jerma did that though. That sounds like a Jerma thing to do, yep. It does sound like something he would do. Wait! Now I see why I was painting on a different layer, never mind. I'll eat it up, no! But then how am I supposed to finish it if you eat it? How am I gonna finish it? Doesn't matter. German bird box. I'll search it later so I don't get too derailed on the stream. I am afraid. The more I learn about Germa, the more I'm sure that it's some sort of cryptid or recipe that has escaped. With all the Uma Musume trend, won't it be funny to make Yomi into a Uma? I would be the worst racehorse. Don't you know how slow I am at running? You don't want to bet on losing horses. I am the most losing horse in the world. I like my art, well done. I have to taste the artist's burn out. That makes a lot of sense. the... Right, there we go. Now I can just... I'm not even sure if that's right. I'm not even sure if I should... You know what? Does anyone care about having like the structuring the umbrella drawn or not? I think we can just ignore that and not put it there, not add it. Kind of a pain. I could also add it. Oh, Google umbrella. I can be sure how to draw these. You gotta ignore it sometimes, yeah. I'm this close to ignoring it. Well, I'm looking at it, it's not that complex. I think we can add it. Kinda what I was already doing, like use. Yeah, it's just doing this. I think that works. There we go. Ghost horse that doesn't have legs. Would that be an advantage or a disadvantage? Now I'm thinking. People still love Harurara. I mean, sometimes seeing a horse lose so much because you wanna root for the horse. Kinda with Cyan from horse race tests. I was Cyan supporter. Made a Monster Rancher tournament and people were losing their mind gambling Twitch points. That's amazing. Holy shit. Your legs can't get tired if you don't have legs. They can't get tired, right? They can't get tired. That's very good. But do I wanna run? I don't really wanna run. Like, I'd rather just be sitting. Infinite stamina bug. But wouldn't that be a little bit unfair for the other horses? Maybe that's why I'm always sitting. Maybe if I started running, it would be way too broken because of the infinite stamina bug. Maybe that's why I'm not a horse. It's a ghost horse with no legs. That would be unfair competition. I'm gonna try to do the kinda decoration. Even if it's like scribbles from far away, I think it can look fine. Yomi's stamina runs out after 3 laps. Man, I suffered so much in PE. Remember when in PE they made you run like for 15 minutes? I hated that so much. The Cooper test. That was the worst thing ever. I hated that so much. But back then I didn't have my infinite stamina glitch. Maybe that would have helped back then. Things would have been different. I would have gotten good marks in PE. There we go. That looks more or less finished. try to continue painting the rest. Look at that, so far it already looks a lot more finished. Here we go. Let's work first on the houses, I think. This way we can then work on the tree and we can complete this part a little bit. Where would the shadows go to be? Ah, there we go. There's the houses. We're gonna have to start painting on top of everything. Different layer. I really like this brush especially. It's like a marker brush that has a bit of a texture. It has this kind of harder outline. And if you want the color to truly like be the color that you're painting with, you need to do like layers of painting. Kind of a soft brush like this. But how it looks. It's really nice to work with. I really like it for painting. I'm using a screenshot of my game reference. I really like how the houses in the game turned out here. This is gonna be Vito. I'm also not super sure where each of the lights coming from. I'm just making it up on the way. And it's a bit of a chaotic scene. I guess it would make sense if there's like multiple light sources. Also gonna have to deal all of these. I was using a brush that Clip Studio has that gives a kind of grass effect, grass texturing. It works out pretty well. The important thing for now is to like detail the big parts and then we can detail the small parts That makes any sense. Try my best with that. The shape of the houses of in the this is how I designed them. I'm gonna do them this. Remind Yomi apparently CSP costs $3 a month. We are so back! Let's go! And there's the one-time license if you don't wanna pay every month. Plus this drawing, by the way, came like an hour late. This is a drawing that I started some weeks ago for the 10th anniversary of the stairway. I had wanted to do this drawing for a long time, so I started continuing it, trying to finish it in time for the anniversary. It did not work out because I had no time. So I'm just gonna try to finish it, even though the anniversary has already passed. Oh, and there doesn't have a one-time license. Makes sense, yeah, makes sense. Well, at least $3 a month is not so much, so if you wanna give a try to Clip Studio, you can always try it. Yeah. So far it's been a pretty cool program. Even though for a lot of things I'm still used to Sai, I feel like the more I use Clip Studio, the more I'm learning how to make the most of it. Also, my favorite thing in it is the brushes, definitely. I really like the brushes in Clip Studio. ¡Yo, Franchu! ¿Qué tal? Aquí estamos, pintando una vez más. A ver si puedo avanzar este dibujo todo lo que pueda hoy. If we can progress a little bit with this drawing today. Something that I also wanna add that here, like put support under the roof. I need to study also a little bit of building design, because when drawing environments, if you don't know how to draw like houses and stuff like that, it's really hard. It is difficult. And especially for making game maps, it's a bit of a problem when you need to do like city. At least if you want to make them a little bit realistic. If you want to make the buildings a little bit realistic, it's important to know a little bit of how the design works. But I don't know, you can always do like Pokemon and make just like houses that you can place anywhere. Make a town that is like 4 houses and just be happy. Yumi's so brave showing her house on stream. That's not my house! That's not my house! It's a mystery house from the stairway. By the way, you can play the stairway for free. It's my very first game that I made. It may not be the best, but it's like my firstborn. If you wanna play it, free on itch.io. I could even put the link in the chat if I was smart. Will I be smart? I'm gonna try. It is. You guys wanna play the game that this illustration is about? You can find it there. It's my oldest game of all. I was learning RPG Maker when I made it. Back from eating my ramen, let's go! But it was good. Took the wrong stairway and now I'm lost. Oh no! Where are you now? We're gonna have to find you. We'll bring you back to the earth. Me 5 minutes ago, yes, I'm gonna paint all the big details first. Then we can detail the smallest things after. For me, painting a minuscule window in a minuscule house as always. I am a genius. Send you photos of our house, and if anyone in chat steps out of line, you dogs. Guys? I don't think I should do that. I think that's a bad idea, actually. Wouldn't that be me doxing you all to begin with? Dangerous? Remember to always be very careful with your real life information and your location information. Those are things that are very important to keep private for safety. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Now what we can do is add a little bit of lines over here. Forgot to mention the step where you draw the houses. For artistic reasons. Will I make you guys dox yourselves for artistic reasons so I can learn to draw houses? Nah. I can find houses on the internet. Don't worry about it. Do not dox your houses to anyone, okay? Important. This would be a great asymmetric level. It could be cool if it made any sense perspective-wise. Sometimes I have thought about remaking the stairway in a different format because after I finished it, like, I made it in top-down perspective, like your typical RPG Maker game. But after I finished it, I thought maybe it would have worked out better as a side-scroller, maybe? Sometimes I think that. Sometimes I think it could have been better like that. The stairway, the Doom one. Can make the stairway playable on a smart fridge, like Doom. Yummy crawler. I'm probably not gonna remake the stairway though, because I prefer to work on my newer stuff. There's so many other projects that I need to do. But there's so much level making resources, you can make Doom do anything. Doom is crazy, like how did they even make it? How did they even optimize it? It's like witchcraft. Imagine Yomi developing a shooter. It would be a little bit difficult, I think. I think I have never really played a shooter. I'm not sure if I am good at them or not, even. Not like super interested in them. But I guess it's nice to try different kinds of games. I wouldn't discard it if I had the chance to play one someday, but... Yeah, hydration check, thank you! Yo, Sharif, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream! Maybe you're secretly goated. My long buried knowledge of archery will come out, and I'm gonna be like the super sniper. I think it would be very different in a video game. Hey, glad you're doing well. Good. Something I really want to do someday though is make a Metroidvania. And for that I need to play Metroidvanias. Something I've mentioned multiple times before. I've got Hollow Knight there waiting. And they'll continue it. And they'll become good at it maybe. Okay, that's one of the houses done, I guess. That's some more shadow. Can also do more things with effects and stuff. The song comes out when Yomi plays Hollow Knight. Maybe I will play Hollow Knight after Silk Song gets a sequel. Maybe. Imagine. Yo, Paper, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Let's paint the other house. There is one game of mine that I wanna make someday that I'm envisioning it as the Metroidvania. Very, very bare bones. But someday I think it would be cool to make it. But again, I have way too many ideas already on my idea box. There's too many things cooking also at the same time. I need to stop cooking. I cannot multitask that much. Sometimes you need to focus only on cooking one or two things. Hola Carlum, ¿qué tal? Yeah, muchísimas gracias. Fue muy divertido el art fight. Ayer terminé mi último ataque y ya ahora toca decirle adiós al art fight hasta el año que viene. No he podido atacar a todo el mundo que quería atacar. Eso es lo único que me quedo con las ganas, pero mira, para el año que viene tendré mi listita lista para atacar a más gente el año que viene. I haven't been able to attack everyone I wanted in art fight this year, but that's gonna be for next year. Next year I'll have my little list of people to attack. But it's been super fun. I've been able to draw a lot. And that's all that I needed. Y de hecho me hicieron muchos ataques y no he podido hacer venganzas para todos. Me he quedado como, no. Tenía una lista como de 30 personas o así. Y solo he podido hacer 9 ataques al final. Igual estoy muy feliz con los dibujos que he hecho, así que me voy del art fight contenta. Termino el art fight muy feliz con cómo ha ido, pero quiero ya que llegue el año que viene. I want next year to arrive already. I wanna attack. Guys, let's double our attacks on Yomi next year so she can finish as well. No! What am I gonna do then? I'm never gonna finish art fight. I'll never be able to win art fight. 30 personas son las que quería dibujarles cosas de venganzas que me han faltado. Me han faltado como... Me han hecho 17 dibujos. Esos son muchos dibujos. No me esperaba recibir tantos. Hice 9. Eso quiere decir que me habrán faltado pues 8 personas por hacer venganzas. Así que el año que viene espero poder vengarme de todos. Yes, el año que viene caerá Artfight otra vez. A no ser que me salga otra expansión del Final Fantasy XIV, como pasó el año pasado. Porque el año pasado quería participar, pero entonces salió Downtrail y dije... Prioridades. ¿Vas a hacer Inktober o no? Probablemente no, porque me cuesta mucho más seguir con los retos que son de dibujar cada día. Porque como siempre estoy haciendo otras cosas, como que nunca encuentro el tiempo. Sería tener un mes entero de solo dibujar Inktober, porque siempre se me van los dibujos de las manos. Los acabo haciendo más complicados de la cuenta. Pero el Artfight seguro. Artfight del año que viene seguro que lo hago otra vez. Porque ha sido muy divertido, me lo he pasado muy bien. Hacía tiempo que no podía dibujar tanto. Así que me alegro de haber participado. Me dices, es entendible, es que tus personajes con tu estilo son súper bellos. Gracias, muchísimas gracias. Amiga, me recomiendo ver tus streams y pues sí miro mucha calidad, muchos ánimos con tu trabajo que es impresionante. Muchísimas gracias. A tu amiga también por recomendarme. Me alegro mucho. Seguiré esforzándome con todo. Expansión de Downtrail. Downtrail, sí, me gustó mucho Downtrail, la verdad. I really enjoyed Downtrail. I think... I'm never sure which would be my favorite expansion, but Downtrail is definitely up there. I really liked it. I think it affected me in a... I don't want to spoil, even though it's already been like a year since it came out. I still don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't experienced it. But it touched on topics that really touched me deeply. And it affected me to the point that I still cry instantly when I hear some songs from it. Me pasó con Downtrail que toca unos temas que siempre me afectan bastante. Y al punto de que me pongo a llorar automáticamente cuando escucho ciertas canciones del juego. Hay como muchas quejas, hubo mucha gente que no le gustó, pero a mí me gustó muchísimo, lo disfruté mucho. Juego al Final Fantasy XIV, pero miré que ya llegaron cosas como las nuevas jobs y el manejo de clases. Pusieron 2 nuevas, pusieron Pictomancer, Viper. Pictomancer está muy fan, Viper la tengo al 100 pero no la he usado tanto. Pero Pictomancer es muy divertida de usar. Double our attacks on Yomi next year, that she can finish as well. I will also double my revenges, so I can revenge everyone. I'll become a super fast artist, and no one will be able to stop me. I will get my vengeance. Mucha gente sí se quejó con las actrices de voz. Eso fue en gran parte porque la dirección de voz tuvo algunos problemas al parecer. Porque luego regrabaron las frases y está mucho mejor. Es que fue problema de la dirección de voz, yo creo. Y la gente que se queja aún después de eso se quejan por quejarse. No sé. Aunque yo juego en japonés, así que tampoco escuché tanto de las voces en inglés. Las he escuchado más viendo amigos jugar al juego. Así que... no sé, de lo que he escuchado no está tan mal. La gente se queja porque... y la historia a mí me gustó mucho. Country les speak. Sí, de siempre me he acostumbrado mucho más a jugar con las voces en japonés. Personally, I always tend to play with the voices in Japanese, with all games that have the option. I like the voice acting, and I feel like when the game is originally Japanese, it kinda has more of the original intent with the characters. I feel, for example, in Final Fantasy XIV, the vibe of a lot of characters changes a lot depending on the language. Because the voices and personality shows differently depending on the language. So some characters in one language sound very different from other languages. Usually I prefer to play with the Japanese voices to see like the original intent with the character, the original characterization. But I think a lot of voices are also really cool in English. Those are the only languages that I've heard in 14. Because I know there's also German and French versions. I haven't heard those, but I've heard good things about some of the dubs of some characters. So cool. I think every version has its good things and its downsides. Each version can also like complement the others in some way. It can give you different perspectives. Different perspectives on the same characters. Yo, hope you princess, welcome! Wait, what, not in Spain? Did YouTube read one of your messages? I think one of the houses turned out bigger than the other. This one. We're gonna add some vines in it. Oh, the new itch.io policy! I mean, the itch.io policy affects all the countries equally because it's an itch.io policy. It's in itch.io in general. Yeah, I was talking about this Monday. In this Monday's stream, I talked a lot about it. At least it does not affect my games, but I've been like really worried and concerned about it because there's a lot of other things behind these kind of censorships. You might think, but it's games that I'm not interested in, so it doesn't really matter. But it does matter. It does matter because you let people decide what is allowed and what is not allowed when it comes to these things. They can decide whatever they want. Maybe next thing they are gonna start saying, hey, let's ban all violent video games because they can make children violent. Video games make people violent, and we know that that's stupid. That's been stupid since day one because that's not how things work. Yeah, it's concerning. It's really something, and I think it's something to be alarmed at. Something that can be allowed to go further, you know. Water. Yeah, I was gonna say something way earlier about like the Metroidvania, but I forgot now. The oven can't fit all your dishes. So true. So true. I have too many dishes cooking to hold them all. I'm not sure if I would make it a hard Metroidvania, because for now I just have like the overall idea of what I want it to be, and there's a lot of other games that I want to make first, but it's definitely something I would like to try making someday. Also a tactical RPG. I want to make a tactical RPG. Start making it now, it will come out before Silksong. But if I start making it now, I cannot work on all the other things that I'm working on right now. A hard one. I'm not sure if it would be hard or easy. Maybe I could even add difficulty modes. I've never tried adding difficulty modes in my games, because so far they haven't needed it, so... But I guess it's something that could be nice to have at some point in some games. Every time that I make a new game, I try to add more things to it, try to learn something new. Like... Actually, wait. I did talk about this on Coffee just yesterday on the last post, but I can always put the link here if anyone wants to check it out. I posted yesterday the newsletter here. If you wanna check it out, I talk in this post about like the newest project that I'm gonna be working on. Well, my future plans for the close future, what I'm gonna be working now this next month, and well, it's a public post, so I can mention it here. I'm gonna be working on my visual novel as soon as I finish with my closer plans. The next thing that I'm gonna try learning is gonna be how to use Rampai. Something I've been meaning to do for a long time. The next thing is gonna be my visual novel. And he's going to finish talking about how we can save 15% or more on car insurance. Why car insurance? I don't even have a car. I don't even have a driving license. Cars are scary. My next project, if the post is too long and you don't feel like reading it, that's fine, I can summarize it for you. The next things that I'm gonna be doing is finishing this illustration that I'm working on right now. That's my first plan. Should we believe Yomi Gardenia? Thank you for believing me. Surely that's not sarcastic at all. Thank you for believing me. I keep painting the tree. So the thing that I have in my closest plans right now is finishing this illustration that I'm working on right now. Next thing is gonna be putting together the asset pack that I talked about. It's gonna be a commercial asset pack that I'm gonna put on Ichigo and Coffee. And it's gonna be full of assets that I have used in some of my own projects and some new things. I wanna complete it with some extra stuff. Thank you, I can't read, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Understandable. Bye bye, Wolfie, take care. Thank you so much for coming. After that, what I'm gonna do, well, I'm gonna, meanwhile, while I do continue work on all of these, I'm gonna be working on the secret game project that has been cooking for the past months that I still cannot show anything about, but you know that it exists. And at some point you will know what it is, but for now, it's just a secret project. You will find out sometime soon, if all goes well. After that, I'm gonna be trying to focus on my visual novel, which I have kind of already started doing because I cannot help it. I've been rewriting a little bit of it lately. I think I even mentioned some of the past stream, but you know what? We're talking about this right now, might as well mention it. The visual novel was originally going to be like 5 chapters long. It was gonna be like an hour long or so in terms of time. So what I'm gonna do, because I know no limits, I wasn't really happy with how I had like finished writing it. There was some things that I felt I could expand a lot more on. So I decided to rewrite it. First I was gonna rewrite only the latter half, but then I decided to just rewrite all of it. So right now I'm working on the new version that's gonna be like 9 chapters long. So it's probably gonna be like double as long as it was gonna be at the beginning. Hey. So I want to treat this as like a serious project. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it commercial or not. It depends on what I can do with the music, because I'm considering hiring a composer for this one. But for that I'm gonna have to get the funds. I'm gonna have to get some music funds at some point. That's gonna be way after I've got it already written and more or less put together, because right now I'm still rewriting it. I almost knocked over my bottle. Why are you like this? I'm sorry, I cannot help it. I wonder that every day. Why am I like this? Make it 9 chapters, then make a director's cut with only like 3. We'll see, we will see. For now, I've got like the skeleton of the story, and I'm reusing parts of what was already written before, because a lot of it was already good. I'm just gonna revise those parts and rewrite what I need. But so far, it's going pretty well. I'm working a little bit on it every day before going to sleep, because I just sit there on my phone writing. Fun fact, remember the game that I made for the game jam? I wrote all of it in bed before going to sleep. Like every day I would spend until like 10 AM writing on my phone. I almost didn't write any of it on my computer. I almost wrote all the script on my phone. I feel like that's where I can write the most, before going to sleep on my phone. The mystery is killing me. Why can't you say absolutely nothing of the project? No, I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot. But maybe soon I'll be able to show something. Depends on how progress goes. I can't wait to show stuff of it. Like, the only thing I can show was a post that I made the other day about it. I'm gonna link it. It's a little hint of what you could expect from it. Because, funny thing, the secret project is the project we're working on with Team Grave right now. Whenever we work, we have this playlist of music for inspiration and stuff that we have in the background, and we made a post showing a little bit of the playlist, in case you want a little bit of a taste of what is going on during game dev. That's part of the playlist that we listen to while working on the game. If it tells you something, I don't know what you'll get from it, but I can assure you, it makes sense in context. Double the length, so double the price. I'm not sure about the price yet. Like, it's gonna depend on how long it ends up in the end, and how much work ends up on it, and how much it ends up like costing in terms of like budget. Which, if I can help it, it's only gonna be the music. The rest I'm gonna do it myself. But we'll see. First I need to finish writing it. That's like the most essential thing. There's also gonna be 2 more characters that I wasn't expecting to add in the visual novel, but now they are gonna be appearing, so I need to make more dog sprites now. Hey! Gonna use that to reverse engineer the entire plot. I'm curious, what kind of plot do you guess that there is from the playlist? I can actually show you the screenshot in the stream. Wait. This is the playlist that we... Well, it's a part of the playlist. This is not the entire thing, but this is the... This is part of the playlist of what we listen to while we're game deving with Dimgrave. I wonder what kind of game do you imagine is coming out of this? What do you think? What do you think it is? I'm very curious, actually, because without context, I can assure you, it sort of makes sense in context. It will make sense eventually. More or less is done. I feel like the tree turned out a lot bigger than it's supposed to be. Like, compared to the houses are minuscule. Maybe I can make them a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's basically a summary of what the plans are right now and how things are going behind the scenes. The playlist unlocked me. I know, it's a bit incomprehensible, right? Still gonna be a mystery for a while. We're gonna make the house a little bit bigger. Wait, it's not gonna be so much out of proportion. There we go. Now we can fix colors underneath. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit less out of proportion. The tree is still gigantic, but it... these things of the visual novel, I'll be able to show them. For example, the dog sprites and stuff. There isn't really anything that can be like a super spoiler either, in terms of art, I think. As it's like CGs at some point. I'm excited to start messing around in Rampai. Because I have messed around with it a little bit in the past, but not much. I've never really made like a project. Looking forward. This part is all looking so much more complete. The rest I can make sense of, but what does the shrimp mean? I cannot say. I cannot explain the shrimp, but it is relevant. That's all I can say. The shrimp is there for a reason. It is truly there for a reason. The 2 hours of chill shrimp, work, study, relax, lofi hip-hop is vital to the project. What are you all cooking in Dim Grave? Fried rice? Maybe? I can assure you that the group chat is full of shrimp memes from time to time. The shrimp is there for a reason. I cannot say why, but... I don't know how to draw trees anymore. I've forgotten how to draw trees. I guess it doesn't matter as long as there's like a bit of texture anyway. There's also some other projects that I know I won't be able to avoid making along the way. Small projects that I want to make that keep like rotating in my brain. But maybe I cannot guarantee that I won't take a moment to make those. But I really want to focus on the visual novel this time. For real, for real. I've been saying that for years. Look at how many side projects have been completed before. The tree is lacking a face. This one is it's a different tree. The wise tree is in another game. Like the princess. The princess is in another castle. The wise tree is in another game. Funny thing this tree had like 4 reasons, for puzzle reasons. There you go. It'll be seen from far away, so these dark. This bench is looking. There we go. You can also detail pens a little bit more, because right now, kinda semi-transparent because of the brush. Doesn't have to be everything super detailed, but we can define it a little better. Just so it looks a bit more. How do we even draw benches? We have no idea. I don't know how to draw benches. You can just put them like this. I'm gonna look up ref. Part of it. There we go. Many different legs for benches. There we go. Something I need to fix a little bit more is the floor around the tree. I guess we can get to that. Also, there's supposed to be a tree behind the house. Or 2 trees, I don't know. I don't know how many. But then. I'm gonna end up so tired of drawing trees. Finish reading the newsletter! Ah, thank you! Thank you so much for reading it! I can finish everything this month, hopefully. I really want to make the asset pack. I'm gonna gather all the things that I've got from different projects that I'm probably either not gonna use anymore or that can be easily reused. This way other people can also use it. Make the assets for the asset pack, or is it just putting it together? A little bit of both. Because I wanna put some assets that I have already done. Some that maybe I made but I didn't use in a game, or some from games that I don't mind other people using. And also I wanna make some extra assets that can complete the pack with some other things. For example, maybe other kinds of floors and walls. Maybe some more building tiles. Also maybe various trees and plants, because that's one of the hardest things to find or to make more like. I was also thinking of making like a character base. This way people can have a template for sprites that is in the same size as the assets. Maybe that can also work. I guess furniture. Maybe I'm gonna focus on like side tiles, but maybe a bit of everything can be nice. Yes. Oh. Would definitely be better. I also need to do 3 studies. I want to do so many studies. I mark the leaves a little bit more with this other brush. Make them stand out a bit more. And from far away, I think it already looks. Looks a bit weird. Like the shape of the tree, right now I think it is fine. It does not look super natural, but I think it looks okay in terms of treeness, I guess. It looks like a tree. I guess it's enough for a start. Vegetation is hard. I wanna do a bunch of studies on these at some point. But level up my coloring. we can also add first here below. There's a tree, there should also be little plants. Nothing too big because the tree would block the shadow from them. Speaking of the shadow, there is no shadow under this tree. That's the thing we could check. I still have a lot to fix around. What's a shadow layer? Where it is? Maybe it just disappeared. There we go. That's the shadow layer. Wait, we can fill the ground a little bit. Just adding a bit of texture on the ground will work. Need an irregular edge part. Have a mystical world without a tree clock, exactly. The more whimsical way to tell the time. But then I just ended up making a little puzzle to go with it. The puzzle wasn't like super well implemented because you could just brute force it. But there was an attempt at it. We need to add a little bit of the try to add the shadow of the tree. Maybe I could just wait, Clip Studio, please don't crash. Clip Studio is fine. Scared me for a moment. I think if we can finish this part more or less, leave only these pending, I think I'm gonna be happy with it for today. Still needs a lot of work, but will be good progress. Maybe some extra leaves here. I feel like the perspective of the tree is a little bit off. A little bit. We're gonna have to add the shadow. Ooh. Oh, it's not hard to make hard like different kind of layer filter. There we go. Now that I look at it, compare the size of the bench with the houses, there's something very wrong. A slight miscalculation has been made, but let's just call it an artistic decision. It's the biggest bench in the world. That's just how it is. Very special bench. It was a lot more complete with the tree shadow. It's a perspective, yeah, it's a perspective. The bench is clearly closer, and that's why it looks so much bigger. Yes. Same with the tree. That's why the tree is so big compared to the houses, yeah. And also the scarecrow. Yeah, the scarecrow is also the tallest scarecrow in the world. Same with the well over here. I plan my drawings very well, guys. I plan them super well. It's all working as intended. Nothing is out of place. Just all planned perfectly. Nothing to worry about. From the tree over here. Go. That looks a bit better. So, all that's left. There's a little bit. Because it cannot be the stairway without some stairs, right? There had to be some stairs somewhere. Perspective of the stairs is super messed up. It is a disaster. Okay, I'll fix these stairs, and after that, I think we can leave it there for today. But first the stairs. I'm not living without fixing these stairs. Put a around over here. Add a lot more little bits of grass. Little bits. put the outline of the stairs. I think that's gonna help a lot more. Not so. Over. Perspective is still a mess, but at least the shape kind of works. All your games contain the stuff mentioned in the title? More or less. I would have to check depending on each game. Let me see. Now I'm curious. Usually I do try to think well about the titles so they are fitting. Are there clouds in Theros? Yes. Technically there are clouds in Theros. The title I guess is the more ambiguous of all of them. But I think all the others do have what is in the title. The Stairway has a stairway. Omen of Rain has rain, definitely. Alongside Cat and Mouse has a cat and a mouse, definitely. Goodbye Tire Stars is pretty much what it says in the tin. Moonlit Blessed too. Moonlit Blessed, certainly Moonlit, and also Blessed in a way. And Stories of the Dreaming World definitely has the stories of the Dreaming World. So I guess so far I have not really betrayed expectations with the titles, I hope. I guess though, the visual novel's name is called Thread Days, but that's also a title that is kinda more ambiguous, because what the hell is a thread day, you know? I don't know. We'll have to find out in the story. There is something that can be considered thread day in the game, but I need to find a way of like integrating it as best as possible in the story. It doesn't show up for most of the story, that I can say. Walking during the daytime, of course. Is Goodbye Tire Stars a sequel to Star Stealing Prince? Unfortunately no, because Star Stealing Prince is not my game. And I played it after I made Goodbye Tire Stars, so any coincidence in the title is just that, it's a coincidence. Also, thank you so much for joining the Gardeniers, dear Wanda! Thank you! You have to trick the audience sometimes. Business game Phalanx. Look at the bugs and tell us what you think it's about. Let me see. Let me check. That was not what I expected. That's literally just a guy with an instrument. What is it about? I'm pretty sure it's not a rhythm game because it says the hyperspeed shootout in space. I wonder, I'm intrigued about what the deal of the guy with the instrument is. Sometimes I guess things don't have to fully make sense. Sometimes you can just like make things a bit more metaphorical or have some extra reading, you know? it doesn't all have to be literal. Thread days is a concept that doesn't really make much sense because, you know, what is a thread day? Day with thread? Question mark. Maybe it's just that. Maybe thread days is something a little bit more symbolic, you could say. Not sure about the other titles of my stories though. A lot of them are more on the literal side. Some others are more of a wordplays. We'll see. Just a space shooter, there's no one with a bunch at all. And it could have been really funny though. I think it would have been really funny. The old guy in phalanx represents aliens. Aliens with banjos. Luckily, grass is really easy to add. I'm gonna make this a little bit like a slope though. This way there's an excuse to put the stairs there. Make this a little bit. In your next game, free Robux and you'll get a ton of free visibility from kids. I mean, you also need to think about what kind of public do you want for your stories. Maybe that would be a little bit too deceiving. Because then they would look at the game and be like, what the hell is this? Because visibility is not all. Sometimes you want visibility from a specific target of people. That's also very important. Good point though, I think that would work for a lot of games though, just naming them free Robux. There we go. I think for now this is a good point to leave it. We can even compare how this was at the beginning of the stream and at the end. Yo, officer, welcome! How's it going? Oh no, I already finished my last attacks, but I just realized that I forgot to change the title of the drawing thing. It's no longer the art fight retrospective. And anniversary art of the stairway, my game. This is what should have been written up there that I forgot to add. But nah, I already finished with art fight. I did my last attack yesterday. Look. What's this one? Ta-da! I really like how it turned out. I'm really happy with all my illustrations this art fight. I'm definitely gonna participate next year too. But for now, this is what I've done today, and probably I'm gonna leave it here for now. My game, parentheses. Yeah, thank you. Today's progress is not so bad actually. Look at that. It started like this at the beginning. And now this is how it looks now. Let's go! It's getting a lot more complete, like look at that. The umbrella finally looks finished. And this part over here also looks pretty changed. So yeah, bit by bit I'm gonna keep chipping at this drawing. And eventually it will be done. Next day, I'm gonna try to finish a little bit more. Gonna try to finish at least the field. And then there's only gonna be like the bottom of the drawing left. I think there's something in this drawing that when I'm working on it, I get like super tired of looking at it. But after I leave it for a little bit, rest, to come back to it, it just feels so different. I feel like I'm gonna look at this next time and be like, hey, it's not looking so bad actually. But I guess when it's done, when it's completed, I think that's gonna be when I'm gonna be truly happy with it. Bit by bit. As long as it's done, that's already a learning experience. So, for now this will be all for today. I'm gonna be back in like 4 hours, by the way. There's a link pinned up there in the chat because I'm gonna be in a collab today. I'm gonna be with Margaret and we're gonna be drawing actually. She's gonna be doing a palette challenge and she's gonna draw me with a limited palette, so I'm really excited to see how that's gonna turn out. Also gonna be drawing her. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream my side because I'll probably be a little bit tired at that hour to stream. But I'm gonna try to record my side at least so I can post it as a speed paint. Yeah, so at least that's something. At least I can show you a little bit of my side as a speed paint. But for now, yeah, that will be all. And also I'll be back tomorrow with Mori because I want to continue Mori. We need to continue. We need to see what happens next. So. I really like how it's turning out. I like it. Yeah. There's always things to improve, but I'm happy with how it looks. So, for now, thank you so much for accompanying me today. Muchas gracias por acompañarme hoy. Nos vemos más tarde en la collab. Y si no, mañana. Yep. I'll see you later in the collab. And if not, then tomorrow. But for now, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time! I'm sorry, officer, that's true! I'm so sorry, I'm leaving. Take care! Thank you for coming regardless! Bye bye!